Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Ashley, and if you're new here, welcome. Today I wanted to do kind of like a part 2 to tips for substitute teachers. So if you haven't seen the first video, make sure to go watch that. It's around, I would have to say like 7 or 10 tips if you're a new substitute teacher, just to kind of get a feel or know what to expect. Also, I'll have that link down below for you to check out. And I'm going to give you another 5 tips right now that I've actually just learned recently this week from subbing. So let's get right into this video. Okay, so the first tip I'm going to give you is, I actually have them written down here. Do not let students eat in class because it gets super messy. Now, yesterday I subbed for 6th grade and their teacher would let them eat in class when they're doing, I think, their work, or I think it was a composition time is when they write in their journal. And so she allows them to eat their snacks. And at first, you know, I was kind of I wasn't really up for it because it's super messy, but the most important thing is that someone can choke. I don't know how to save someone if there is a child that's choking. And so that's probably one of the biggest tips, is to not let students eat even though the teacher lets them eat when she's there. Let them know that, you know, you understand that your teacher lets them eat when she's there, but since their original teacher's not there and you're subbing in, you make the rules and you're not allowing for anybody to eat. Unless the teacher writes it down, has it handwritten down or types it out for you and lets you know they have snack time, then okay. But I mean, other than that, I wouldn't recommend, because it could be very dangerous, because someone can choke and could get way out of hand, and it's just messy. Because there's some kids that are super clean and will help you and they're just great, but then there's always that little handful of kids that's just something else. Okay, next tip. Okay, so my second tip would be to take your own book of assignments. So you can check on Amazon and different sites online. I'm sure if you look around you can find some, just like a book full of assignments for all grades to do. There's always going to be that one day when you sub and the teacher wasn't aware that she was going to be out, so she didn't have time to leave any assignments, anything for the kids to do. So you're going to be left with about 20 students having nothing to do. So my recommendation is to take a book full of assignments. What you will do is, when you get there, you go to your classroom, you check if there's assignments there. Perfect, you don't have to worry about it. But let's say that one day, and it happened to me last week, where I went to the class and I assumed the teacher had work for me, because I've been substituting for 3 years now, and I have never had a teacher not leave me any work. I always had a list of things to do, you know, from 8 to 9 you gotta do reading, and then from 9 to 10 you gotta do math, and there was always something to do. But this time, this teacher, I guess she wasn't aware that she was gonna be out. She didn't leave me any work. So I literally had the kids reading their library books. I think I had 4th grade. I think it was 4th grade, yeah. So they were reading chapter books. So they had pretty big books. So it was okay. But I had them reading from 8 in the morning to around their lunchtime, which is around 12:30. That's a long time, but to my surprise, they were really good. After they came back from lunch, they were like, well, miss, we're really bored. And that's because, and I even had some students that they were saying, I love reading and I'm already kind of bored. And I understand, you know, having kids read for 4.5 hours is ridiculous. I mean, they usually have other things to do, other assignments, and so having them read for 4.5 hours was just something else. And so I had to call the front desk, and eventually they brought me some assignments for them to do. But the first half of the day I was kind of stressed out myself, because I always had the students doing something. Just sitting there the whole time watching them read it was boring, first of all, and I felt like I wanted them to do something else. Like, I could tell that they were getting bored. I'm actually gonna make sure to purchase this summer a couple of books for different grades, just in case that ever happens. Let's say you get to the classroom and the teacher didn't leave you any assignments. Well, if you have your book of assignments, you can send a student and send a little note saying, hi, I was not given any assignments, but I have a couple of papers here. Can you make me X amount of copies? And the little girl will take it to the front desk, and the front desk, the secretary, will eventually send someone, and then they'll bring the packets of paper. So that way you're not left with nothing to do. So that is something that I'm going to do. I learned my lesson. Buy a book of assignments just in case. And I'll try to find some online, and I'll link them down below just in case you want to purchase them. I'll link down below the ones that I'm going to purchase, because I am planning on purchasing some, because I do not want to be in that situation again. Okay, so my third tip would be to make friends with the teachers. Now, yesterday I subbed for 6th grade, and I usually don't do 6th grade, mostly because they're my size, even taller. They're way tall, and their voices are coming in, and I don't really have a loud enough voice to where if they get too rowdy or too loud, I can bring it down. So I try not to do 6th grade. I do 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, and 4th grade, and sometimes 5th grade. Never have problems with them. But 6th grade, I do kind of think about if I want to sub for 6th grade, only because they are a little bit harder to handle. They do have attitude. My biggest tip would be to make friends with the teacher, because whether you need to go to the restroom or step out and make a phone call, or you need assignments, which is what happened to me last time. I actually had to ask the lady next door, the teacher next door, for assignments, and she was able to help me with a couple. But the kids were really smart and they finished them like that. But anyways, the teachers will help you. And I actually had 2 students yesterday who were misbehaving so bad. They were so rude. I had to send a student next door to get one of the students, and she was so kind, she was so nice. She came, she pulled the kid right out of class. Yeah, she helped me in that situation, because I had 2 kids who were just picking on each other, and I had had enough of it. I had told them like thousands of times to settle down, and it just got way out of hand, and so I had to take 2 of those kids out. And so that's what happened. I made friends with her. I know her name. I talked to her during recess. She's so nice, and I'm so grateful for her. And I just make friends with the teachers. Say hello in the morning, and even the teachers will come into your classroom. And you know, she came into my classroom in the morning, and she was just like, hi, I'm Ms. Gonzalez. If you need any help, you know, I will help you out. Just, you know, just let me know, or you know, you can send a student or something. And I was like, oh, okay. And she was telling me, you know, some of these kids are kind of loud. They do have an attitude problem. They will roll their eyes at you, so just, you know, don't take it like personal. Just, you know, they are very helpful, and they will help you if you need help. That's my tip number 3. Okay, so tip number 4, I actually just started doing this about a month ago, and I kind of wish I had started doing this a while back. What I started doing is I started making a list of the teacher, what grade, what school it is, and just pretty much a list of what went on that day, kind of like a little description. And so that kind of helps me. Let's say I subbed for Miss Lopez's 2nd grade class. Kids were great, kids were awesome, you know, teacher was awesome, she left me work. It was just a great day. Then I will write in my journal, sub for Miss Lopez on this day at this school, this grade. Kids were great, teacher was great, left me work, the day was awesome, blah 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 blah. Now, if you get a class that was horrible, let's say Miss Lopez's 2nd grade class wasn't that great, and the teacher did not leave me work, which actually happened to me 2 weeks ago. Wasn't that class, but let's say they don't leave me work. The kids were horrible, had attitude, the kids were back sassing me, they were not doing the work. It was just not a class that I would want to sub for, because there will be classes like that you go in, and I feel like as a sub, every single day is different. You don't know whether you're gonna have a good day, you don't know whether if you're gonna have a bad day, because there's some kids that will drive you crazy in my experience. Let's say that class isn't good, so you write the teacher's name, the grade, the school, and then you would write at the end, will you sub again? Yes. Will you sub again? No. And so that will help you in the future, so that way if you do get a call to sub for that teacher, you can then determine if you would want to go again. And that has helped me determine whether if I would want to go sub for that class again or not. And I feel like that making a list will definitely help you if you are starting out and you really don't want to have those classes that are just a little bit too hard to handle. And my last tip, now this is tip number 5. This actually happened to me yesterday. I had 6th grade yesterday. One of the assignments for the kids was to use Cow. The Cow is like this portable laptop thing. It carries like, let's say 30 laptops. They take it to a classroom and then the kids are allowed to use it. Thing is though, I would probably not recommend using those laptops now. If it is an assignment that the teacher leaves you, you obviously have to do it. My instance yesterday, it was a part of our schedule, so I had to make sure that they did their assignments. So what I did, and I had multiple children not doing what they were supposed to be doing at first, and so what I did was I made everyone, whether their desks were facing this way at each other, or you know, because sometimes you have like the classroom seating arrangement kind of, you know, facing a certain way. And so what I made everyone do was face that way, whether they had to turn their desk around or switch chairs or something. They all had to face one direction, so that way when their laptops are open, so let's say this laptop, it's like this, I was able to sit in the back and be able to see what they're looking at on the screen. And so that's what I would do, because even if you were to walk around, the kids, where by the time you get around the classroom and you get to see what one of the other students in the back's watching, they have enough time to log into something, look at whatever they're looking, and then get out and clear their history. And so the first half I learned my lesson, because I've never been in that situation before, and so I made everyone look one direction, and I told them, if I cannot see your laptop screen, you will not be allowed to use a laptop anymore. I could see everybody's screen and see what they were all doing. If you don't have to use the laptops, let's say the laptops are just there and the kids want to use them just for fun, try not to use them, because I feel like it's very risky. Because one, kids are super clumsy. They have water bottles open and drinks open, and they can just accidentally drop it. And imagine water falling on a laptop and you're in charge of that classroom. How would that look on you? Do you know what I mean? I would recommend just not dealing with that. Now, unless it is a class work assignment, then you have no other choice. So just use that method of, you know, kind of making them face that way and being able to see all their screens, and also no drinks on the desk. But other than that, it's a big no-no for me, no laptops, because they can drop water on it. They can lose them, because I actually had yesterday a couple kids from another classroom come and get some of those laptops. And so I started kind of getting very nervous, because I was just like, okay, so I have like around 20 kids here, and I have like another 7 kids coming in from another classroom grabbing these laptops. And I was thinking to myself, there better be 30 laptops in there at the end of the day. If not, I'm gonna be responsible for them. And I'm assuming those laptops aren't very cheap. It's just a risky little situation that I just wouldn't recommend being in. Those are my 5 tips for now. If I come up with any more, I will let you guys know, because I feel like I kind of, as I go along subbing, I feel like I learned so many new little things. If I were a substitute teacher, I would want to know, just to kind of make my day a little bit easier and for it not to get so chaotic. So yeah, make sure to subscribe just in case I make any more of these videos. Make sure to check out my other 2 videos. I will have them linked somewhere around here. One of them is a day in my life as a substitute teacher. It's pretty much me going throughout my day as a sub. And the other one is the first part of this video. It's tips for substitute teachers. So I'll have those links somewhere in here, so make sure to check those out, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video.